Have you ever wondered how many people our planet can sustain? It's a question that has tickled the minds of scholars, policymakers, and the curious for centuries. Historically, civilizations have risen and fallen, often pushed to their limits by the number of mouths they could feed and the resources they could muster. But today, the question gains even more urgency. As we stand in the 21st century, the stakes are higher than ever. Our global population has soared to over 7 billion, and with this explosive growth comes unprecedented challenges. Climate change, diminishing resources, and technological advancements push us to reconsider what the Earth can handle. How do we balance growth with sustainability? Can our planet support 10 billion people, perhaps more, as projections suggest for the end of this century? These are not just theoretical questions, they are urgent inquiries that affect every aspect of our lives. Stick around as we delve into the factors that define our planet's limits. First off, what do we mean by carrying capacity? Imagine a theater with a maximum capacity of 200 people. If more than 200 people enter, it becomes overcrowded, uncomfortable, and potentially unsafe. Similarly, in environmental terms, carrying capacity refers to the maximum population size of a species that an environment can sustain indefinitely without being degraded. This concept isn't just limited to counting heads of deer in a forest or fish in a pond. For humans, it encompasses not only the natural resources available, like water, food, and energy, but also the space and technology we have at our disposal to maintain quality of life and environmental health. It's a delicate balance. Too many people consuming too many resources can lead to environmental degradation, just as too many people in a theater can lead to discomfort and hazards. With this understanding, we can better explore how close we are to reaching that limit. Now let's talk about the current global population and projected trends. As of now, Earth is home to about 8 billion people. Yes, that's billion with a B. Every second, the planet's population grows, albeit at a pace that's gradually slowing. Over the last 50 years, the global population growth rate has been tapering off, yet the numbers continue to climb. This deceleration is primarily due to advancements in healthcare, which increase life expectancy, and changing social norms that influence birth rates. Let's dive deeper into the projections. According to experts, by the year 2050, we could see a global population reaching up to 9.7 billion. By the turn of the next century, this number might stabilize or even begin to decrease. These projections hinge on numerous factors: birth rates, medical advancements, and the global response to environmental challenges. Speaking of birth rates, they are not uniform across the board. In many developed nations, birth rates are below replacement levels, while in developing countries, they tend to be higher. This discrepancy is influenced by factors such as economic conditions, access to education, and healthcare quality. Medical advancements also play a crucial role. Improved healthcare means lower infant mortality rates and longer lifespans. However, this also means more people at any given time, which increases the strain on our resources. These numbers are startling, but what do they mean for our planet's resources? Can our planet keep up with our demands for water, food, and energy? As we delve deeper into the role of resources, it's vital to understand that these elements are not just commodities, but the very lifelines of our civilization. Water, the essence of life, is under significant strain. An average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water per day in the United States alone. Globally, agriculture swallows up about 70% of freshwater resources, a number that only climbs as the population does. With the world population projected to reach nearly 10 billion by the year 2050, the demand for clean water is set to surge, pushing our water resources to their brinks. Turning our gaze to food, the figures are equally concerning. To feed the current global population, we produce over 2 billion tons of food annually. However, as we approach the mid-century, feeding an additional 2 to 3 billion mouths will require a drastic increase in food production. This upscaling isn't without its challenges, considering the degradation of arable land and the impacts of climate change. Energy consumption also tells a tale of burgeoning demand. With industrialization peaking in emerging economies, energy use has soared. Fossil fuels, though currently predominant, are finite. The transition to renewable energy sources is imperative but comes with its own set of challenges, including scalability and storage. In essence, our current consumption rates of these critical resources paint a picture of a future that requires careful management and innovative thinking. Resource management is crucial, but technology might also play a pivotal role. How can technology help us support a growing population? As we gaze into the realm of future possibilities, let's delve into some of the groundbreaking technological innovations that could expand Earth's carrying capacity. First, consider agriculture. The development of vertical farming and genetically modified crops promises a revolution in food production. Vertical farms, stacking crops in layers, allow us to grow food in urban environments, reducing transportation costs and spoilage. Genetically modified crops, on the other hand, can be engineered to withstand harsh climates and resist pests, enhancing yield and reducing the need for chemical pesticides. Moving to water, desalination technologies are turning the vast oceans into freshwater reserves. Innovations like graphene-based filters and solar-powered desalination units are making this process more energy efficient and accessible to communities worldwide, potentially quenching the thirst of millions. In the sphere of energy production, the shift towards renewable sources is pivotal. Solar panels and wind turbines are becoming more efficient and less expensive. Moreover, the advent of fusion energy, though still in experimental stages, holds the promise of providing a nearly inexhaustible source of clean energy. Lastly, let's talk about waste management. Technologies such as plasma gasification can transform waste into energy, reducing landfill use and emissions. Advanced recycling techniques are also turning plastic waste back into usable materials, helping to close the loop on consumer products. While technology offers some hope, it must work in harmony with environmental conservation. By integrating these innovations thoughtfully, we pave the way for a sustainable future, balancing technological advancement with the health of our planet. But at what cost? What is the environmental impact of our expanding presence? As the global population continues to soar, the strain on our planet becomes ever more apparent. One of the most immediate effects of population growth is deforestation. Vast tracts of forest are cleared every year primarily to make way for agriculture and urban development. This not only reduces the Earth's capacity to absorb carbon dioxide, but also threatens countless species that call these forests home. Biodiversity loss is another critical issue. With each forest cut down, we lose thousands of species that play integral roles in their ecosystems. Such loss goes beyond just the ethical concerns. It destabilizes ecosystems, affecting everything from crop pollination to water purification. Pollution, too, increases with the number of people. More inhabitants mean more vehicles, more manufacturing, and more waste. Air and water quality are compromised, leading to health problems in humans and wildlife alike. The impact is palpable, from smog-covered cities to plastic-choked oceans. And then there's climate change. It's no secret that human activities, particularly those tied to high population densities like heavy industrialization and vehicular emissions, are leading contributors to global warming. The consequences are global in scale, from rising sea levels to extreme weather events, affecting the very fabric of living on Earth. In light of these challenges, the push for sustainable development practices isn't just advisable, it's imperative. Adopting methods that reduce environmental impact, promote resource conservation, and enhance ecological balance are crucial. Balancing human needs with environmental preservation is the key to our future. As we've explored today, the question of Earth's carrying capacity is complex. Let's take a moment to reflect on the key points we've discussed. Firstly, we delved into what carrying capacity actually means. It's the maximum number of individuals that an environment can sustain indefinitely without significant negative impacts. This concept doesn't just apply to human populations, but to all species. We then examined our current global population and the projections for the future. As of now, Earth is home to over 7 billion people, and this number is expected to rise to nearly 10 billion by the middle of the century. This rapid growth sparks a vital question: how will we manage and sustain such a large population? This leads us to the role of resources. Our survival and quality of life hinge on the availability and efficient use of resources like water, land, and energy. However, these resources are finite. We looked at how our current consumption patterns might not be viable in the long run, especially with a growing population. Technological innovations offer a glimmer of hope. We've seen advancements that make farming more efficient, energy cleaner, and water usage more sustainable. These technologies have the potential to expand Earth's carrying capacity by improving how we use our resources. However, technology alone isn't the answer. We must consider the environmental impact of our actions. Sustainability is key. It's about balancing human needs with the health of our planet. This means adopting practices that ensure long-term ecological balance, such as reducing waste, enhancing recycling, and preserving natural habitats. The importance of sustainable practices and responsible growth management cannot be overstated. Each choice and action contributes to the larger impact on our planet. The fate of our planet and future generations depends on how wisely we use our resources and develop our technologies. Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Don't forget to consider what you can do to make a difference.